Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Urban Retreat here. Now, I know I promised you guys this gameplay, I believe it was a few days ago at this point. It's only been, this is like day 3, and I'm actually going to try and get it out today. I know it is kind of late. It is right now currently 11:15 for me, p.m. And this is the 50 plus game that I was talking about. And if you are wondering, I was using the QBB LSW with the adjustable stock and hybrid scope with Tech 45 secondary, Perk 1 greed with blind eye and lightweight, toughness, dexterity, and a Semtex grade. I think I was running the UAV, stealth chopper, and EMP, it looks like. But that's not really what I want to talk about. And I know someone's going to think this is a little campy gameplay, and I suppose it kind of is, because you don't really rush around too much with LMGs, but you know, I know a few people that can. And I was kind of trying to stay mobile for the first half until they started rushing us pretty hard, so I started sitting back a little bit with it. But like I said, that's not what I want to talk about today. What I want to talk about is older cars and the way that they're being treated. Now, what I mean by this is, I seen it. I think it was a late 80s, early 90s Camaro. Now, I know that's not a classic in a lot of people's eyes, and it isn't to me either. But it's still an older car, and it still deserves to be respected. But I seen a video on it that Power Block had posted, because I follow them on Facebook, and I just kind of see what they do and stay up to date on. And they posted this video of somebody took this Camaro and they put it on a 4x4 frame, and they were running it through mud. Now, granted, the car was doing great and fine, da-da-da-da-da. It's not that it had a problem performance-wise, but it's the fact that you took the car and you made it something that it isn't. You know, it's just basically, it's a fake car. It's the fake vehicle at that point. Because older cars, and Camaros definitely, are known to be more of like the sports car, and just it's not something that you run through the mud. If you want a mud vehicle, you go out, you pick your truck, or you go out and you get your truck and you run it through your mud and da-da-da-da-da, and you know, that's fine. You know, you do like everybody else does with their trucks. Not everybody, but you do what normal people do, and they just run their trucks through the mud. You don't disrespect the car, especially one that's older like that. Now, I have a better example too for you here in a second, but you don't sit there and you take a nice car that's supposed to have a good reputation and you just throw every bit of that away just so you can run it through the mud. And just, I don't know why people do this. And obviously, me being a mechanic, if you guys didn't know, I am a mechanic. I do work on cars and stuff. I don't like the new cars. Fine, you know, do that with your new cars, but something that is considered a classic in some eyes. Now, the Camaro itself, yeah, that is a classic, but maybe not the late 80s, early 90s model, whatever. But you don't take a normal classic like that, or any old car, and you just disrespect it. I mean, some cars, I know a lot of cars back then, like the Diplomats and stuff, those really had no significance, and yeah, they were thrown away. But then all these ones like the Chevelles, Novas, Camaros, Super Bs, Satellites, Roadrunners, all that stuff, Barracudas, they all just kind of became instantaneously famous, and they're being just abused and thrown out like garbage. And that's kind of stuff that bothers me, because I'm only 21, if you guys didn't know, and I never really got a chance to have these cars, obviously, because they were around way before my time. But it's still the fact that they're not being treated properly. They're not being treated like a car. They're just being thrown in crushers, put on the 4x4 frames and just wrecked, and just being abused, and no one really is respecting these things. Now, I have an 89 Sunbird. Nobody loves that. Nobody even likes that car. Every time I go to get parts for it, they're like, "Oh, you still drive that piece of shit?" the car runs great, and nobody, you know, obviously with it being what it is, no one cares about it. But with it being older, I can't let it go because it's just something that is forgotten about. Now, another example of what I was talking about, even classics being disrespected. When I first graduated, I was looking at getting a Chevelle, and I had a job. You know, I could have saved up and paid for it and bought my own and whatnot. Now, I was looking on Craigslist in my area, and I seen this. I think he wanted $3,000 for this one. It was a '70 Chevelle SS, and he had it. This guy had it up on a 4x4 frame, and I just could not get over the fact that he took such a nice car. Excuse me. He took such a nice car, and he just made it literally nothing at that point. He wanted $3,000 for it. I said to myself, I wouldn't even give him $3 for this car, because it is literally not worth anything at that point. You have a classic on a 4x4 frame. It's not what it's supposed to be. You're not buying a Chevelle. You're buying what, a Ford truck or whatever frame that he put it on. You're basically buying that. You're just buying. He's asking $3,000 for the body of the car being on a 4x4 frame. It's not physically that car anymore. And it's just stuff like that that just really gets under my skin, because like I said, I was not born in this time, so I never had a chance to experience this and, you know, have fun, so to speak, with these cars and whatnot. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, if you know any other stories similar to this, go ahead and let me know down in the comment section, or send me a private message or whatever. Let me know what other kinds of things that you've seen, and if this does in fact bother you, older cars just being thrown around like this and whatnot. So let me know if that bothers you, and I will have to tell you, since we're about 7.5, almost 8 minutes into it, that because this is my, I think this is my highest scoring gameplay ever in a Call of Duty, because I don't think I've ever tried for it. The only one that I can really prove, the highest one that I can really prove even, is my first 50 plus, obviously in Black Ops 2. My highest before that was like 49 and something. I could never break that 50 mark. But this was on Core Demolition, as I'm sure you guys could already tell. But being that I was just going around having fun, trying to get camos for the QBB, going for headshots and stuff, I wasn't trying to get any gameplay, so I wasn't live recording. But you'll see here, and I'm not sure exactly when. Well, it says we got like 2.5 minutes left in round 2. But we ended up, I think we ended up winning this. And I broke my 50 plus by a few. I'm not going to spoil anything. But when I went to record everything, rounds 1 and 2 recorded fine. But when it come to overtime, it started out alright, and then just for some reason, for whatever reason, theater mode glitched out, and it kind of threw me all over the place. So you guys really don't get to see that gameplay. But I'm gonna leave it in here just for the hey Treyarch, fix your shit kind of deal, you know. But yeah, I think I went over everything. If you have any questions, comments, concerns about the gameplay, about my commentary, or you just want to know anything, you want to ask any questions or whatever about me, go ahead and leave those down below, and I'll catch you guys later. Hopefully you enjoyed. I'm out.
That's another kill. Tackets in place. On your feet. Dropping waypoint out. Dropped him.
Be advised, hostile lightning strike inbound. Time's almost up.
That's another kill.
Be advised, hostile care package inbound.
Got a kill.
Hostile UAV above. The bomb has been planted.
Contact.
UAV awaiting orders. Eliminate the objectives.
Grenade! Get out of there! Sticky out! That's another kill.
Bomb online. Hostile hunter-killer drone inbound.
Shut up!
UAV on standby. Bomb defused. Friendly UAV inbound. Bomb planted.
That's another kill. Shot out! Turret down. Stitched him up. Grenade!